terrorists have attacked the U.S. in New York.
I had been notified that a plane had hit the World Trade Center. At first, I thought it was a light aircraft. And my reaction was, man, either the weather was bad or something extraordinary happened to the pilot. And Andy Card's Massachusetts accent was whispering in my ear, "A second plane has hit the second tower. America is under attack."
Also, there is a fire and an explosion at the Pentagon this morning. The very seat of our nation's defense apparently been targeted for another terrorist.
Now here's our president, George Bush, with a few words.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Katie Couric at CBS News election headquarters in New York. And we have breaking news, momentous news, really. CBS now estimates because of victories in California, Washington, Oregon, and Hawaii. CBS projects that Senator Barack Obama of Illinois will be the next president of the United States. He defeats John McCain, the senator from Arizona and Vietnam War hero. And no matter whom you voted for, you'd have to agree this is an incredible milestone in the history of this country. A century and a half after the Constitution abolished slavery and guaranteed blacks the right to vote, 4 decades after the passage of the Civil Rights Act, voters have chosen our first African-American president.
Courier. In 2009, our intelligence community zeroed in and President Obama was briefed on a possible lead to bin Laden.
I was in a restaurant in Dallas eating dinner with Laura. The Secret Service told me I had a phone call from the White House coming in about 20 minutes. I decided to take the call at the house, and President Obama called me, told me that Osama bin Laden had been killed.
This is breaking news. The al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden has been killed by SEAL Team 6. Here's President Obama with a few words.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. Let us remember that we can do these things not just because of wealth or power, but because of who we are. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May God bless you. and may God bless the United States of America.
Coming to you live from Pakistan, this is real footage of the killing of Osama bin Laden.
The codename Geronimo was heard. The target had been killed.
On a near moonless night, packed into 2 specially outfitted Black Hawk helicopters, SEAL Team 6 headed for the mission of their lives. The target, this sprawling compound surrounded by walls reaching nearly 20 feet high at points. The SEAL team, 30 to 40 men, flew low beneath the radar and undetected in the darkness, descending on the compound. The plan was to rappel from the helicopters, but one of the Black Hawks stalled, forcing a white-knuckle hard landing outside the compound. They began a room-by-room search in a smaller building first, where they found the wives and children of 2 of bin Laden's trusted couriers. Next, the larger complex, where gunfire erupted. 2 men, bin Laden's couriers, were shot dead. The SEALs shouted for bin Laden to surrender. He resisted. They aimed first for the head, giving the weapon a double tap of the trigger, as they are trained to do, to ensure they got him.
This is NSA News. Thank you for watching.
Good
Good
night,
night and
and
God
God
bless
bless
America.
America.